Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to discuss something a little bit different. As you know, it's February, and February is the start of Black History Month, and I thought it would be kind of neat to go over some really great African American artists that are in my collection, and hopefully this will kind of become a thread. So that you all can show, your collections and some of your favorite African American artists. So I have some CDs and vinyl here. Let me start with the CDs, I guess. I'll start. This is the Christmas Gift for You album, of course, produced by Phil Spector. However, what makes the album are the artists that are on it. You have people like Darlene Love, one of the greatest of the 60s female vocalists, just a fantastic voice. You have the Ronettes, who of course we just lost Ronnie Spector not too long ago. You have the Crystals, and you have Bobby Sox and the Blue Jeans. So this is just one of those albums that we all know it, we all love it, and the artists on it are just spectacular. I've got another Phil Spector compilation, but this one is the one that I listen to the most. So special shout out to Darlene Love, Bobby Sox and the Blue Jeans, the Crystals, and the Ronettes. So there's my first album. I've kind of got a few Christmas albums to start, just from how I pulled them from my collection. Next is the wonderful Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis, of course, one of the last of the crooners, I guess you could say, that's still around with us. He's in his mid-80s still, but you have Johnny Mathis playing with the Percy Faith Orchestra on this album. Just one of those standard Christmas albums that you've got just fantastic standards on here, like, the Christmas song, Winter Wonderland, First Noel, etc., etc. So Johnny Mathis, smooth as silk. The last two Christmas albums, you got to talk about Miss Ella Fitzgerald. She's the tops. This is a must-have Christmas album for anybody, and you've got to have Ella in your collection. Her voice is an instrument. Her voice is a jazz instrument. One day they'll probably, if they can induct like they put, instruments in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I wish there was a way that they could put her voice in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or like in any the Jazz Hall of Fame, I guess. But yeah, Ella Fitzgerald, fantastic. I need more of her stuff. And then the last of my Christmas collection here, Nat King Cole. I mean, again, one of the smoothest crooners that ever lived. Even his, and I really need to get into it, his Nat King Cole trio stuff. Nat King Cole was a killer pianist. That's kind of unknown because we kind of only know Nat King Cole these days for his Christmas stuff. But look up some videos online of Nat playing piano. Fantastic. If he just did piano, he would be, a jazz great. So that's Nat King Cole. All right, moving into non-Christmas stuff. Obviously, you have the original King of Rock and Roll, Mr. Chuck Berry. You've got to have Chuck in your collection. Don't need to say anything about him. He revolutionized rock and roll and the guitar, so Chuck Berry is another. Next, Mr. Harry Belafonte, who is also still with us in his 90s, the King of Calypso, as he's known. He is probably just as equally known for his civil rights activism as he is for his music. And he retired a couple decades ago, I'd say, or close to it. But of course, he sings Day-O, Midnight Special, which the Midnight Special on here has Bob Dylan playing harmonica on it. The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Jamaica Farewell, Delia, Abraham Martin and John, Jumpin' the Line, the Banana Boat song, obviously. So just really great music, really happy music, but he's also got a lot of political influences in his music as well. So Harry Belafonte. Next, Brother Ray Charles. This is um, a CD that came out. It contains both the first and second volumes of modern sounds in country and western music. He does "Bye Bye Love" by the Everly Brothers, "You Don't Know Me," "Born to Lose," "You Win Again," "Careless Love," "I Can't Stop Loving You," "Hey Good Looking," "Teardrops in My Heart." Just standards in the country world. Ray makes them his own, and if I remember correctly, I think Ray is also in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Y'all might correct me on that, but I think it's because of this album. But double check me on that. Next, the maestro, Stevie Wonder. What can you say? He's a genius. He can play so many instruments. I mean, usually when you see him live, he's behind a keyboard of some kind, but on a lot of these albums in the 70s, he played virtually every instrument. The guitars, the drums, the bass, the synth, the piano, vocal overdubs, loop pedals, just brilliant. And of course, this is his Songs in the Key of Life record, probably his most famous. I got to see him on this tour, I guess back in 2015. He came around me and played the album in its entirety. So that was a neat experience. So, Mr. Wonder. Marvin Gaye, what can you say? Of course, he had a career before he was, known for his more introspective music, like What's Going On. He was part of the Motown label. He had duets. Again, one of those guys that kind of had two separate careers, and it's a shame that he was taken from us so soon. But this is one of those pretty near flawless albums, kind of all runs into itself, but you all know that. So, Mr. Gaye. Next, another artist that I really need more of. I've got one compilation by him, and it's Mr. Smokey Robinson. Again, a very understated songwriter in the world of American music. Of course, he was with the Miracles, had a successful solo career. He's still with us, singing some great tunes. This compilation is it's really good. I don't have a lot of compilations because I stayed away from greatest hits usually, but this was like $5. You got Cruisin', Just to See Her, The Tears of a Clown, Shop Around, You've Really Got a Hold on Me, Being with You, Going to a Go-Go, A Second That Emotion, One Heartbeat, The Tracks of My Tears, Ooh Baby Baby, and Quiet Storm are on this compilation. And then of course he's got all sorts of other songs that he wrote for other artists, including My Girl by The Temptations. He wrote a few songs for The Temptations. Just fantastic singer. As equally as good a songwriter as he is a singer. So Smokey Robinson, can't say enough. All right, the next few, the last of the CDs here show more jazz-related artists. I'll start with the big two. Obviously, Mr. Davis, Miles. I've been listening to a lot of Miles recently, and this is a great album, 7 Steps to Heaven. Just standard Miles. I mean, you've got George Coleman, Herbie Hancock, Victor Feldman, Ron Carter, Tony Williams, and Frank Butler on this record, as well as Miles, obviously. Just one of those, standard Miles albums that you need to get in your collection. And you can't talk about Miles without talking about Mr. Coltrane. This is a kind of a lost album that came out in 2019 on Impulse Records, called Blue World. Really, really good. I mean, it fits right in with the rest of his catalog. Again, a master on the saxophone, just like Miles is a master on the trumpet. But again, this is another good one that you should get. And I don't remember offhand. I'm really bad at jazz history, because these guys all played with one another. I guess it's early 60s when this is recorded. I think this was recorded as a soundtrack to a French film, and it was never officially released. But these songs, have, people know these songs. So, John Coltrane. Next, Mr. Oscar Peterson. Again, another one of the greats. Let me see if there's any pictures on here. No, but I mean, one of the great jazz pianists, Oscar Peterson. This is a comp that belonged to my dad, that he kind of loaned me indefinitely, and yeah, another one of the great jazz folks. You've got songs on here like "Let's Fall in Love," "Autumn Leaves," Django, "Mac the Knife," "Stella by Starlight," "Misty." Yeah, Oscar Peterson, another one. Next, Mr. Monk, Thelonious Monk. This is my favorite Thelonious Monk album, Solo Monk. It's again, it's Thelonious on just a piano. I've talked about this in a couple of different videos. I know a few people out there love this album. Just really short jazz songs, like really no more than 5 minutes, if even. It's like he's practicing for a big gig, almost like in his house, and like he's just running through everything to see how it sounds on piano. But again, it's a standard. Again, recorded in '64, released in '65. It's that peak era of the jazz scene, as far as I'm concerned, and this is a must-have. And then lastly, from my jazz records, here is Charles Mingus, the bass player extraordinaire. This is Mingus again, a standard in the jazz world, recorded in 1959, and you've got songs on here like Boogie Stop Shuffle, Open Letter to Duke, Bird Calls, Pussycat Doos, Jelly Roll. Just a really good album. I mean, Mingus is incredible on the bass. There he is doing his thing. So I wish these guys, I wish I could have seen them live. And lastly, let me move on to some records here. I've got Kool and the Gang, funk album, funk group extraordinaire. I know we've lost a couple of these guys in the last couple of years, but I've got a few Kool and the Gang records from a collection that I was given, and yeah, they're just funky, just killer stuff. So this one's still in the shrink. This one's called Emergency from 1984. Next, this is the Gap Band, the Gap Band 4. Of course, you have Charlie Wilson there. Just another one of the great American funk bands. There's Charlie in the middle. Charlie's still out there doing his thing, solo and still with the Gap Band. I don't know a lot of their stuff, but I do like what I've heard. I know a few of their songs. I think the big one on here is Stay With Me, Early in the Morning. So, the Gap Band. Next, Mr. Ocean. This is still in the shrink. This has Caribbean Queen on it, the big hit. Then you have other songs on here like Syncopation, The Long and Winding Road. Let's see, who else you have on here? Keith Diamond on the synth, I know him. Yeah, Billy Ocean, he's still out there doing his thing too. So this is the album Suddenly, from also from 1984. So a lot of good artists coming out of the mid 80s. The last two, the two big ones, Diana Ross and the Supremes. I mean, what can you say? Diana, she's still out there doing her thing too. I know we just recently lost Mary Wilson, but this one has the booklet in it, some great paintings, but yeah, let me show you. Look at these, they're really pretty. There's Mary Wilson. This is from 1967. It's very fragile. So there's Florence. course, you know, their greatest hits. Let's see, Run, 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 Where Did Our Love Go, Baby Love, Come See About Me, Stop in the Name of Love. I know Mr. Mayo, Joe, he calls them kind of the female Beatles to an extent, because they had so many hits and they were just popping them out. There's No Stopping Us Now, The Happening, Whisper You Love Me Boy. This is a double record. So, Diana Ross. I can't wait to get my turntable to actually spin a lot of these records. And lastly, here's the big one. You know, what more can I say? The man. To me, the greatest soul singer that's ever lived. I think he's just the best. And we all know him. I'm happy to share a name with him. I wasn't named after him, but I'm happy to share a name with him. But I mean, let's listen to the hits on this thing. You have You Send Me, Only 16, Everybody Loves the Cha-Cha-Cha, For Sentimental Reasons, Wonderful World, Summertime. That's just side one. And then side two, you have Chain Gang, Cupid, Twisting the Night Away, Sad Mood, Having a Party, and Bring It On Home to Me. This original compilation came out in 1962. And again, just like Marvin Gaye, we lost Sam Cooke way too soon to a senseless murder that's still unresolved. But his music, he recorded so much. You know, Good Times Roll, Change Is Gonna Come. Those songs aren't even on this one. So get you some Sam Cooke if you don't have any. Get any of these artists if you don't have them. But I'm happy to do this video. It's one that I've kind of been gathering the pieces for a couple of days now. I'm glad to finally put it out there. Make this a thread. Show me some of your favorite African-American artists for the month of February. And I look forward to watching y'all's videos. And if you make a video, just comment on this one below so I can watch it and check it out. So thank y'all for watching, and I will come back with you very soon with some more.